A South African delegation has arrived in Zimbabwe to mediate a way out of the political crisis there. The army seized power on Wednesday and placed President Robert Mugabe under house arrest. It was angered by the sacking of the vice president last week. Hannah Matassa reports from Harare.
Parts of Harare are now on lockdown. Soldiers and armored vehicles have blocked roads to government offices, parliament and the courts. People say they are cautiously waiting to see what happens next. Many are relieved so far there has been little violence.
I can see everything's moving as usual. Normal business taking place in town. I'm moving around freely.
Ladies and gentlemen of the journalist fraternity.
The country's war veterans say they have had enough of President Robert Mugabe. Many helped keep him in power for nearly 40 years.
We urge that Robert Gabriel Mugabe should be recalled from his role as the President and First Secretary of ZANU-PF.
Zimbabwe's army said on Wednesday that President Robert Mugabe and his wife are safe in their private residence. South Africa's President, Jacob Zuma, said he was concerned about the situation. In a phone call with Zuma, Mugabe confirmed he was fine.
We would like to call for calm and restraint, particularly to the Defense Force and all security forces in Zimbabwe. I have also contacted His Excellency President Mugabe, whom I had time to talk to, and he is fine but confined in his home.
Zuma plans to send a special envoy to the country. The crisis began on Tuesday with reports of military vehicles rolling towards the capital.
Good morning, Zimbabwe.
The army gave a statement on state television insisting the situation is not a military takeover.
We are only targeting criminals around him who are committing crimes that are causing social and economic suffering in the country in order to bring them to justice.
Hours after issuing the statement, the army again restated its position. The state-run newspaper printed a special edition on Wednesday afternoon. In it, the army says President Robert Mugabe is still head of state and commander-in-chief. Zimbabweans have only known one leader since 1980. The Mugabe family is an institution. Some people love the president and his wife, Grace Mugabe. Others say over the years, the Mugabes have destroyed the economy. This is uncharted territory for the country. Zimbabwe's military has said soldiers will only return to the barracks when all those it accuses of trying to destabilize and destroy the party from within have been arrested.
We have correspondents following the story across the region. Talia Page is in South Africa, but first let's speak to Hannah Matassa in Zimbabwe's capital, Harare. What more do we know about this South African delegation that's arrived there in the capital?
Well, we know that they are in talks with members of the army, the Mugabes, and some officials in the ruling ZANU-PF party. There's speculation they're trying to negotiate an exit package for President Mugabe and make sure that he has some guarantees from the state that he and his family will be safe. There's also speculation that this delegation will try to push for a traditional government to be led by the former Vice President Emerson MNANGAGWA and other leaders from other political parties. But this is all speculation at the moment. Harare is at the moment calm and quiet. The government is telling people to go to work. All civil servants have been told to report for duty. Shop owners have been told to open their businesses, and schools have been told to function as usual. So it is calm and quiet, but people anxiously watching, waiting to hear what comes out of these negotiations.
Overnight, the youth wing of the president's ZANU-PF party apologized to the military. What do we make of that?
Well, it came as a big surprise to many Zimbabweans. It was announced late last night on the state's TV news channel. A big sign went on the screen saying breaking news. And after all the events that have happened, Zimbabweans were now saying, now what? What could have possibly happened? So when they saw the Youth League leader, Kuzanai Chiwenga, appear on screen, they were surprised to hear him say what he said. Many never expected he would ever say what he said on air.
We'd like to apologize for the statement I had made yesterday at ZANU-PF headquarters together with my executive. I, as the leader of the Revolutionary Party's Youth League, I have reflected and personally admitted that I erred. Therefore, I kindly request General Chiwenga to please accept my apologies on behalf of the Youth League and myself. We are still young people, we are still growing up, We learn from our mistakes, and from this big mistake, we have learned a lot.
Kudanai Chipanga had previously criticized the army, and he was a staunch supporter of Grace Mugabe, who is Zimbabwe's First Lady. He and other senior ZANU-PF officials have been arrested.
All right, Harry, many thanks indeed. Let's